Hey everybody, so today is a short run through another really interesting perfume. It's a niche perfume, comes from a Russian perfume house. They use really decent ingredients. I've received a box of samples, the ones I've requested from them, and I decided to sort of slowly make my way through them to pick the things that I enjoy, and I've already found a sample which I'll be purchasing in the full size, and the one that I already filmed about it, and it's El Secreto de sus Ojos, a beautiful almondy goodness. Oh, so delicious. It's a tasty, foodie fragrance without smelling like, you know, cupcakes or batter or vanilla dough or anything like that. It's edible, but height of sophistication if you are a person who likes nutty edible scents without extreme amounts of sugariness. This is gorgeous. I'll be buying this one in full size. The one I'm going to talk about today is, I'm not sure whether I'll be purchasing it in a full size, but I can wholeheartedly recommend you that fragrance, and it's Edgardio Chilini is the fragrance brand, and it's called The Great Gatsby. This is a really interesting fragrance. It's a question of taste and what you like, really, is what you're going to buy. I see myself wearing this scent in 5 years. I don't see myself wearing it today, but I cannot not tell you about it. I am ecstatic to have picked that one to review next because it is so interesting. You know, it's everything that you're looking for from niche perfumery. You're looking for innovation. You're looking for great ingredients, really excellent quality, and you're looking for just mixes that are unusual, something that you cannot buy off the shelf. So these are the criteria, quite high criteria, which I apply when I think about niche perfumery. You know, this is not drugstore stuff. This is not luxury goodies that are there to push sales. This is a bit of a poetry for us. So today's perfume poetry. And truly, I was quite impressed with the quality of ingredients. So the scents, some I like, some I don't, and I'm going to make it very clear what I would recommend and what I wouldn't. This one is definitely a winner in my books. And also Edgardio Chilini is the brand, and I'm going to leave the link below just for you to check it out if you're interested in trying out a sample. They have free delivery internationally, which is really excellent. If you want, it's actually quite nice way to try a bunch of fragrances in sample size and just see if you gravitate towards anything. And I guarantee these guys are not well known, so if you like being unique with your scents, this is the kind of a way to go. Pick a small fragrance house that is up and coming, that has really great ingredients, that has excellent excellent mixes and imaginative approach to perfumery, and they definitely do, especially on a basis of this perfume I'm going to talk about, The Great Gatsby. Let's get to it already. It's such an interesting scent. It's a twofer. It's a two-faced scent. This has two completely different personalities, kind of blended into a single scent, and it works somehow. I wouldn't think that all of these things would go together. This is incredibly complex. If you are a lover of sweetie, mainstream scents, this is not going to be interesting for you. If you love vintage-inspired perfumery, this is going to be your jam. So here we have a dual-faced perfume that really represents the 20s, in my opinion. The Great Gatsby, 20s, 30s. This is a really interesting interpretation of the era and of the perfume fashion of the time. Very complex scent. There's maybe 30 ingredients or something ridiculous like that. And you can tell because I have been doing perfumery reviews for a while, and I've been a perfume wearer for decades, and I'm having difficulty finding words to describe it, which doesn't happen to me too often. So first of all, the base and the foundation, the building blocks of this fragrance really have to do with vanillic, patchouli, amber, sandalwood sort of mix, which is in fact quite a classic interpretation of the era of the 20s and 30s. It was pretty heavy on the sandalwood and the patchouli, on the deeper, darker, woodsy stuff in combination with benzoin and vanilla, labdanum, and all kinds of really, really interesting agar wood. It's all there. It's really woodsy, bassy. If it was a sound, it would be bass. Really, really, really deep, slightly masculine approach. However, it's softened up with some vanillic notes, with some benzoin, with some more feminine, lighter, less aggressive notes. So it's a smooth, very cool base. It lays down an excellent foundation. The way they build on it is fascinating to me because I did not expect that. The way they build on it is with a really, really classic violet iris jasmine combo. They have some neroli in it. Like certain flowers that aren't usually presented together are presented together. There's quite a fleshy tuberose to it. So if you don't like tuberose, because I know a lot of people are not fans of tuberose, this does have a very distinct tuberose in it. A little bit of an animalic, real tuberose, not a cleaned up sort. There is musk. There's some sweetness from dried fruit, almost wine sweetness, like a fruity wine, ice wine maybe. But obviously it doesn't smell like alcohol. I mean, the fruitiness is a little tart. It's a little drier. It's a little less yummy and more, it's tart. Very interesting. There's cardamom here, but it's not an angry, sweaty type. This is a cleaned up version. I've had a recent run-in with cardamom that they use for their fragrances, and this one is tame. It gives a bite to the fragrance, but it's not too much, and it's not sweaty, which I always have a problem with cardamom being sweaty. There's a bit of cocoa here, smoothing it out, especially at the top, and then super smooth musk rounding it out. I did mention there is musk there. Musk is rather a lighter iteration of musk. It's not as fleshy body-like musk. It's a rather clean musk. So very interesting combination of this very vintage base, a bit of an erratic collection of flowers, and there's fruitiness there that is very unexpected. So in the end, you get this slightly tart, very, very sophisticated, fruity, floral top. And it's very pleasant. I would say it is on the feminine side. However, of course, I believe anybody can wear whatever smells good on them. This is a unisex scent, definitely, but it's a softer unisex, if you know what I mean. And just the mix of flowers, you can't pick a single flower out. I can tell that tuberose is there because it's a very distinct scent. Gardenia and tuberose tend to be quite a distinct scent. You can pick it out very easily. Jasmine is always there, so it's a base. It's just such a concoction. So you have this like very sophisticated fruit, slightly soapy floral, and then you have this vintage base that is all things to old people. There's so much in there. This fragrance is incredibly complex. It's difficult for me to describe only because the notes aren't distinctive from each other. They are weaved through this symphony, this orchestra that kind of comes at you with the scent. So that's why I'm finding it difficult to explain. It's very, very interesting, but it is complex and it is not mainstream at all. So if you're looking for something like that, if you're a guy who wears florals, I think that would be fabulous because there's lots of wood there. There's a little bit of smokiness. There's a little bit of tobacco vibe. You know, the really nice note of fruity tobacco that I like in fragrances, unisex fragrances, but you know, fragrances for me for sure as well. This is just interesting. So if you like a vintage vibe, if you like something non-conventional, something that other people won't have, this is good to check out. So The Great Gatsby by Edgardio Chilini is what we're talking about today. I do recommend that one. Out of the 3 that I reviewed, 1 was an absolute fail, and 1 was an absolute must-have for me, and I'll be buying it in full size. And this one is I recommend. Check it out because it's cool, but I'm not sure if I want a full bottle myself right now. But in the future, I might kind of think, you know, this is a complicated relationship I have with scents. I'm trying to downsize my collection, so I only buy what I absolutely must have, not just what I like. Because this one I like, and I recommend you check it out. So, lovely. This is a really luxurious approach in this particular fragrance. This is not tasty. This is a luxurious, velvety, it's 20s, 30s Gatsby. Yes, I would agree. I think it's aptly named. So that's it for today. I hope it was fun for you to listen to my ramblings about this particular fragrance. And I'm really glad that I get a chance to review a niche fragrance house. I'm lucky. But you know, I'll tell you if I hate something. I already have, and I will continue. But 2 of these, and this absolutely lovely El Secreto de sus Ojos. If you like tasty, gourmand style fragrances, this is a pure gourmandise. Yum! So good. And The Great Gatsby is a sophisticated classic with a twist. That's it for today. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.